All right, everyone, welcome here. We have some live Scrimcast going to be coming at you today. So we got some live content, which we haven't done for a couple days now. We've been doing some replay casts in between the break from the last cycle. So pretty nice here to be back with some live action. And today we have Hex going to be scrimming against Pim. We have Hex on the Legion side here in game one. Pim on the Hellborn side. And we're going to have the draft underway. So we have Rally and the Gladiator going to be banned out here by Hex. We get Kinesis and Moira going to be banned out by Pim. So nothing like super unusual. The Rally ban, I suppose, stands out a little bit. The Kinesis ban during the Magnus pick, as we see occasionally. Looks like neither side going to pick up the Magnus so far, so perhaps we'll see some different drafting from the two teams. But the Gladiator and the Moira, pretty standard bans. I suppose the Gladiator as well. Um, a targeted ban at Pim here. We're going to have Master of Arms as the first pick coming out, followed up by the Chipper. We're going to have the Midas into the Magnus, so we are going to see Magnus make his appearance here. And then we will have a Pandemonium pick coming out. So the Pandemonium pick, quite unusual. It's a hero we don't see all that often. It has a lot of single target lockdown, some good damage, but there is quite a lot of ways of dealing with the Panda. So we'll see if Pim can work around that. They do have the Master of Arms with the Acid Bomb, so a lot of negative armor combined with the Flick. So we could see some heavy burst coming out between those two heroes. We'll see if they run the Master in more of a supportive role. I believe we have seen Master played by Hex in both positions, so still kind of unsure how they're going to run that Master, but I'm expecting it to be a Master of Arms Panda lane somewhere, perhaps either in the mid lane as a dual mid or a offensive man-up lane, like a kill combo. Um, I would be a little bit surprised to see that combination go into the short lane, but anything's possible, I suppose. I feel like right now it's looking like we're going to see Snooki on Midas, but we could also see Azov play Midas in the long lane. So I think it's going to come down to where they want to run that Panda lane. And we're going to see the Bubbles pick come out on the third pick. So almost looking like a big Ego Cruise style of draft here with the Chipper, Magnus, and Bubbles. A lot of hard to kill heroes, very slippery, lots of burst damage in the early game, great at setting up kills without items like the portal key. So I'm expecting to see a lot of movement here from Pim early on, setting up lots of kills. We'll see how the laning phase goes for them and how they do ultimately decide to set up the lanes, depending on whether or not we're going to see Chipper or Magnus played as supports or cores. But pretty interesting drafts coming out from both sides. A little bit more different from Legion, a little bit more standard from Hellborn, but that's not to say that gives the edge to either side. We're going to see Cthulhu Font, Chronos, and Pharaoh banned out by Hex, so they're going to get rid of some more of those pesky initiators, even the carry Chronos with that sphere to set up eruption and chainsaw damage. An interesting ban, but does have some merit here. So they are still thinking about a carry option. On the side of Pim, we're going to see the Andromeda, the Succubus, and the Arachna going to get banned out. So a bit of a different style of bans coming out from Pim. More focused on those pesky laning heroes like the Succubus, the Arachna. I suppose they're heroes that would really give Bubbles uh, a hard time. So I think it's safe to say we're going to see Bubbles in the mid lane this game. Just judging by the way that Hellborn is banning, I feel like they're making it a little bit noticeable that they want to run the Bubbles in the mid lane. The Andromeda ban is it's interesting because they do have a lot of upfront burst, And if they're able, excuse me, to get the swap on the guy that they jump on, that could cause some problems. But at the same time, these heroes are quite good at dealing with the Andromeda. They have lots of disjoints. It's really hard for Andromeda with a Comet stun to get her stun off on the target, specifically the Magnus and the Bubble. So in that regard, I feel like the Andromeda is not the best band, but at the same time, it can save people that the Magnus and the Chipper decide to go for. So anyway, that's the bands. We do have the final picks coming up here. We have a Clanks pick on the fourth pick for Hex, followed up by a Prophet. So they are going to be going with a duo core here of Panda and Clanks, with Midas as well, making it somewhat of a tri-core. I do think we're going to see Master of Arms in more of a supportive role this game. Um, but that's not to say they couldn't run him in a farming role. I just don't think Midas in that secondary supportive role would make a lot of sense to back up the Prophet. I think Master in the secondary support role would be very, very good this game for their lineup. They are going to pick up a Fade on the side of Pim here on the fourth pick. So they're going to have two line stunners, both the Magnus and the Fade, which is going to give them a very, very strong mid game once they get the levels up on the Fade, as well as pick up one or two portal keys here on the side of Hellborn. They're going to finish it off with a Silhouette pick, and I think it's a pretty nice Silhouette pick here. There's not a whole lot of catch, so once Silhouette gets the Nullstone, I feel like she'll be in a pretty good spot here to follow it up with something like a Portal Key or Geometer's Bane. I don't think it's a game where she necessarily will need a Shrunken Head, because she'll be able to swap relatively easy as long as she can avoid stuff like the Cannonball, the Midas Transmute, stuff like that. There's not a lot of hard stuns to really keep her in place this game. So I feel like the Silhouette could be a very good pick. But if she's facing a lot of aggression in the early game, they could slow her down with some deaths. So it's going to be interesting to see here if they're going to address the Silhouette, or if they're just going to value getting farm on the Panda and the Clanks, which could be a pretty solid option as well. Just choose to win the laning phase and go from there into the mid game. But yeah, the single core Silhouette this game going to be very important. She gets a good start because she's going to have to compete with both a Panda and a Clanks going into the mid and late game stages. So overall, I think both sides have a pretty solid lineup. And it's going to come down to execution here. If we're going to see some big farm on the Silhouette, I think she could cause a lot of problems for the Legion side. If the Silhouette supporting cast gets shut down way too much by the dual lanes that we're going to see come out from the side of Hex, then it could just be all the eggs in the basket of the Silhouette going into the later game stages. So anyway, we're going to see the off-lane Midas here, played by Znuki. Usually we see him in the mid lane, but I did talk about the draft. I saw the Panda and the Master. Immediately off the bat, I was thinking dual mid there. So we're going to see Midas going up against a Chipper and a Silhouette dual lane. We're going to have the combination of Panda and Master, with Master played as a support. I like that they're running that. Going to be going up against the Bubbles, which... safe to say Bubbles is going to have a tough time here. He's not going to get a whole lot of farm, but he should be pretty slippery for them to try to kill. I think with the take cover timed correctly, he will be able to do just fine. And then we're going to have a man-up lane here of Magnus and Fade, a very interesting dual melee lane setup going up against the Clanks and the Prophet, which I feel like being a double melee, it's going to be really tough for them to really contest this lane. Magnus and Fade standalone are really not the best laners early on, and Magnus against range heroes that are just going to poke at him quite a lot, it's gonna cause a lot of disruption, I think, for them. So I think it's safe to say the Clanks and the Prophet should have a pretty solid time down here. We're going to see already a lot of damage coming out on the Magnus. Here comes the stun from Prophet. Will Clanks end up going down first? He's actually going to get stuck in the creep, so he made a little bit of a mistake there, but they did get the Bloodlust kill nonetheless. I do feel like that kill could have been avoided, but we'll see if Prophet can get the second kill here on the Fade. There is a Burning Shadow stun coming up. Magnus does have a Lava Surge. He will need to use it just to save Fade as he eats the trees. Prophet will take a lot of pressure, but I think we'll see Fade fall back to the base, and Clanks will just continue to get his free farm up. So um, the Bloodlust kill actually went to Prophet, so with Clanks dying, maybe not as worth it as they would have liked, because it did stop his farm for the time being. Midas, he's got 4 last hits here, 2v1, so he's doing okay. He's got the level 3. That is I think the bigger thing to point out here, as it looks like the pool camp was not blocked, so Midas going to do an excellent job of getting the experience early on. Mid lane, we have 11 and 7 Pandemonium against a 2-1 Bubble. So the dual lane of Master of Arms is he's going to pick up the haste rune here in the bottom area. We're going to possibly see a kill here on the Chipper. The Cannonball is going to connect following up that flick. Here comes the Golden Salvo, or excuse me, the Lion's Pride from Midas. And it looks like Moa came in for the kill steal with the auto attack. So he actually snags that kill. But yeah, good rune control coming out from Hex. We're going to see Hasted Master of Arms run to the bottom lane here where Fade, he's going to get hit with an overcharge shot. 2-man line stun coming out from Magnus with that Lava Surge. 2-man stun coming out from the Fade. But I think with that haste rune, here comes the Acid Bomb. He's not going to be able to health potion. Here comes a power supply, and the health potion will come out. Will Magnus make the escape as well? He does not have a steam bath. Oh, he's going to stun back in. Unfortunately, that is not going to stun any heroes, but great job coming out from Pim here to not give up any kills to that hasted master rotation. So great job there to avoid any deaths. We're actually going to see Chipper rotate into the mid lane here, where we now have a Chipper Bubbles lane. Very interesting, but we'll see if this ends up working out for them, because this combination I feel like is still a little bit weaker than the Master Panda lane. We're going to have this evolve into a 1 versus 1 matchup now. Silhouette going to put a lot of pressure here. He's going to go for the kill. One more auto attack. It's not going to be enough as the Elemental Warp does come out. Silhouette does have some regen ready to go. We'll see if Midas decides to send it. Oh, I missed a kill. We'll see if Midas sends himself out some regen to contest the lane, or if he just decide to go back. But Bubbles did end up falling in the mid lane. No focus buffer on the Chipper. I suppose that wouldn't matter here as everything's physical. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we're going to have a kill come out onto the Fade. I just expect this lane to be way too strong. The Clanks and the Prophet. Too much sustain, too much poke damage. There's no ranged heroes on the side of Hellborn to really combat them back. They're just going to get kited. Kited when they come into range. But yeah, we have a 25 and 4 Silhouette. She has the top creep farm in the game. She is sitting at the top of the BM charts, right behind the Panda, who has 2 assists. So she's doing great on terms of the last hits. Then we have Panda next on 21, and then it's kind of scattered from there. Midas doing a great job though, getting 14 last hits, as he's really put himself at a disadvantage this game. But Snooki almost having enough gold for a bottle, which I'm expecting him to pick up here. I tell you, every time I see this man play, no matter where he lanes, even in bad situations, he finds the farm. I don't know how he does it, but he makes it look so damn easy. He's going to probably pick up a bottle there with the 650 gold, so he's going to continue to contest Silhouette up there in the top lane. Meanwhile, we have Bubbles. He is gonna take a stun there from Master, but we have the level 4s coming out now. Bottom lane, we have a lot of pressure here on the Fade. Chipper's rotating in. Fade, she, I believe, missed the stun. She will go down there. Magnus wasn't interested in committing for anything. A little bit surprised they're not able to line up their spells there and go for a kill, as they do outnumber them. Here comes the Cannonball. It's going to connect here on the Bubbles. The take cover comes out, the Shell Serve, but he's not going to be able to pour to it. The damage coming out from that Acid Bomb is too much, and Panda and Master Arms net themselves a kill. We're going to see the level 6 here on the Midas. The Lotus going to be missed here. Midas is looking like he might try to set up a kill. Mid lane, we have another combo coming out, this time onto the Fade. Double stun comes out. Here comes the call onto Panda. Will it be enough for a return kill? The Acid Bomb is going to take out the Fade, and Pandemonium will survive with 15 life. And that's going to net him his Ghost Marchers, as he's going to pick those up. We now see Hex at a 2400 gold lead, 1700 experience lead at the 6-minute mark. So the laning phase going great for them. As we pointed out, the dual mid and the duo short going to be lanes that should be winning for them. And Midas, I think, safe to say, he's done great up in the top lane, getting himself 220 gold per minute. So, pretty great start here from Hex. It's going to be a story of Silhouette if she's able to get to a point where she's really comfortable to fight this Legion lineup. Here comes the cannonball. It's going to miss. The silence comes out from the Song of the Sea, but Bubbles being all alone, he's not able to do any kind of return damage. Pressure. Excuse me. We're going to see the Ghost Marchers picked up here by Silhouette. It's going to increase her lane presence. Prophet. I want to see the Hellborn side just really go for a kill. Just stagger the stuns, line up the chipper rockets. We're going to see Fade come in with the Burning Shadow stun. Here come the rockets. They're actually going to miss on the stun Prophet. Will that make the difference in the end? Magnus getting turned on here. The auto attacks from Prophet coming in, but not going to be enough for any kills to happen. This ward is actually being spotted out here by Bubbles with the Rev Ward, but going up 2 versus 1, he's unable to take that out, unfortunately. Midas now 260 gold per minute, so his farm is continuing to pick up. Mid lane, ooh, we're gonna have the Bubbles is actually gonna get the kills onto both as he outplayed in the beginning on the Panda there, using the Kel field, I believe, to take cover, avoided something, and yep, he nets himself 2 kills. That's great coming out from Pim. We'll see if they can set up anything on the Clanks here. Magnus, he's going to get in range, but they're going to stack the stuns there. Burning Shadows came out at the same time. Will they have the damage as the heals are coming in from Prophet? Midas ports in with a Transmute and a Haste Rune. They're going to turn it around. Is Clanks going to hold his ground? Yes, he is. They're going to make it 2 kills as they take out both the Magnus and the Chipper. Are they going to make it a hat trick as Fade is going to fall as well? It's a double tap coming out for Prophet. Bubbles is here, though, and he does not have a kill field as he's trying to set up a kill here on the Clanks. Not able to get in range for this Shell Surf to hit in the Soul Trap to connect as well. So great plays coming out from Hex. They take an 11-3 hero kill lead. We're going to have the Glyph come out here to prevent some tower damage. But we continue to see the trio of Magnus and Chipper. I guess this time it was Bubbles. And with the stun come out from Fade here in the mid lane, the tower will fall as the Acid Bomb kind of boxes out Fade there. A little bit of pressure coming out to Magnus here, but Fade, he's going to run into both the Panda and the Moa. He's going to get a 2-man Burning Shadow Stun. Here comes the call. Bubbles is going to land the Shell Surf into the Song of the Sea. Is it going to be enough for any kills? The Kelfield comes out, but here comes a return face smash, and Bubbles is going to fall. The TP support is not there in time. The Master's Call as well came out. Silhouette, is she going to get a kill here? On the Midas, he did have 6 charges on the power supply. Tree grapple here as they race for the bottom rune. Looks like neither side seeing each other. Oh, the Death Lotus unfortunately going to miss. So no kills happening for either side. Midas will port to safety. So we see double damage and picked up here by the Panda. It looks like he's going to take out some of these stacks with that rune instead of trying to set up any kills. We have Clanks working on his Thunderclaw. He picks up a Vault Stone. We're going to see Fade coming in for a stun here. But Fade does not choose to stun. Pretty interesting decision there. Panda up in the top lane trying to set up a gank on the Silhouette, but as we can see, Silhouette is in the jungle. Bubbles, he's level 8. He's not doing that bad considering he was 2 versus 1. He's gonna have 250 gold per minute here. Ward comes in from Panda. Comes the Kelfield, Song of the Sea, Silhouette, she's going to use the Death Lotus, Panda will fall. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, looks like we're not going to have any action just yet. The top tower did get taken out by Midas. Here comes a Lava Surge into a Burning Shadow stun, the Chipper Rockets. But here comes the Master's Call and the heals from Prophet. They're looking to turn it around. It's going to be a kill for Clanks. Magnus does not have a Lava Surge for one more second. The Hawk does wear out, but he does have another one. He's going to use the Lava Surge. Will he be able to catch him with the bangs? He doesn't have mana currently. Here comes an Eruption being channeled, but Clanks will take him out. It's a double tap coming up for Clanks, and he continues to remain on the top of the GPM chart, sitting on 433 gold per minute. Silhouette, she picks up the Sustainer to follow up the Bottle and the Ghost Marcher, so it looks like she'll be going into that Null Stone. She does still need quite a bit of money, about 2,000 gold. She's going to try to line up a Tree Grapple stun there. Here comes a Death Lotus, the auto attacks, and Master Arms will go down. The overcharge shot was on cooldown. And the Haste Rune coming into play there. Good job by Silhouette there to net himself a kill. He's now up at 420 gold per minute. And we will see if Midas is able to set anything up here. As the Transmute is going to land here from Zanuki, but here comes Chipper. He picks up a Jade Spire as his first item here on the Midas. Interesting choice there. Give himself the extra range for the combo. Fade, she is level 6. She has a Reflection. No boots picked up here. Will we see the Reflection be used is the question. Clanks finished the Thunderclaw. He's sitting on vestments with quite a lot of gold. Master of Arms is here as well, so they are 3 players protecting the Clanks. Off to the side here, we have an engagement as Panda, I believe he got kelp fielded here by Bubbles, but he's going to be just fine. And the Reflection from Fade, I believe it's going to be wasted here. They're not going to find anything with that Reflection, so a bit unfortunate. Here comes the stun from Master onto Magnus. Will they look to turn it around is the question. Off to the side here, Fade and Bubbles are trying to set up a kill onto Panda Ammonium, but the Master's Call coming in to prevent a kill there. And we see Silhouette. I believe she just bought her Blessed Orb. She should be very close to her portal key. The Clanks and the Silhouette are neck to neck. And the Midas, man, he has really recovered. He's sitting on 390 gold per minute. Bottom lane, we're going to have a Burning Shadow stun come out onto the Prophet. The stun from Master, I believe, came out on the Magnus as he uses the Steam Bath, but no kill's gonna happen here. Good farm across the entire board on the side of Hex as they take out a couple of towers. They give themselves a 9,000 gold lead now. Midas, he continues to just be annoying up here in the top lane. Just constantly split pushing. We have Silhouette. She picks up the Nullstone there at the 15-minute mark, so she's in a pretty solid spot. She's level 13 now, 472 gold per minute. Fade though, still no boots. 15 minutes in, gotta wonder where Fade's gold is going. Magnus, he's trying to get that blink. He needs another 850. We still have level 5 on the Chipper, so the supports from Hellborn not really getting a whole lot done. The rune will spawn a Mystic Rune for Bubbles here. He doesn't have a bottle, but I think he'll still gladly take that away from Legion. We have a Mighty Blade picked up by Panda, so it looks like he's going to be going into a quick Shrunken Head, perhaps. We'll see what he does decide to go for. Yeah, the game has kind of slowed down a little bit. We're at the 16-minute mark. We are on a 15-5 hero kill lead for Legion. Bubbles picks up a Tablet of Command, which is pretty good against heroes like the Panda and the Prophet, getting them to being able to kite them. Being able to use it on allies as well. No items really coming out yet on the supports. We do have Steam Boots on both the supports here for Legion, so they are a lot tankier. We have the Firebrand already picked up on the Clank, so he is well on his way to his Geometer's Bane. Looks like he's not going to go for the Hyper Crown, which I'm okay with. Prophet's going to take some heavy pressure here. The rockets come in. Zaku, they miss the rockets. Unfortunate. Silhouette, we'll see if she decides to go into a Firebrand or a Portal Key as her next choice. The Death Lotus going to come in to follow up the team support. They get the kill here on the Master of Arms. Once again, he now falls for the third time this game. And we're going to see Pim group up possibly to take a tower here. We'll see if they continue to hunt. They do have the Kelp Field up. They are going to be shown here on a Ward of Sight though. Meanwhile, Fade up in the top lane. She's getting her levels. She hits the level 8 mark here. And there's gonna be... Oh, okay, he still needs the recipe for the Shrunken Head. The Panda is farming on 400 gold per minute. Bit surprising. Gonna have a Rev Ward come out here, which was spotted here by the Hellborn. They're gonna have a second Ward of Revelation here as well. Fade might get caught here by that Ward of Rev. They're going to open up onto the Prophet. They're going to get the quick kill. Here comes the return from Panda. He actually did complete the Shrunken, by the way. So they do get the Fade in response. Here comes a Lava Surge, but that is a Shrunken Head Pandemonium, so a little bit questionable there. Bubbles, he's going to throw out the Silence. The Shrunken is now worn off for Panda, but he does have the Haste Rune for another 10 seconds. Meanwhile, they get the kill onto Clanks. Silhouette is going to do the juke here on the Panda. She tree grapples up the cliff, and it looks like she will make it to safety. So big kills coming out. The big one being here on the Clanks. So it ends up being a 2-for-1. So we see the experience gap really closing now for Pim, but it still remains a large gold lead on the side of Hex, and that is a big part due to the towers. We have 2 towers in the top lane, 1 in the mid lane, and 1 in the bottom lane. Fade's going to stun up the Master of Arms here. Magnus, I believe, also used to stun. Here comes the overcharge shot, and Magnus will actually fall as Master of Arms does get the 1 kill before falling to the bubbles. Meanwhile, in the background, we have, that's just an illusion of Silhouette. She does have, I believe, the Shadow actually. Oh, the Shadow is still here. She's going to pour it in. She picks up a Portal Key to follow up that Nullstone. We have Fade with the Reflection here scouting things out in the trees, but they see 3 players there, so they will wisely fall back as Calanx is now alive. But while this is going on, Pandemonium is pushing in the top lane all the way to the base, so the base will start taking some pressure. Silhouette will find herself a Mystic Rune. Pretty nice rune for Silhouette to have, giving her those extra illusions to proc some more salvo charges on her target. We have a post haste picked up on Midas. He's sitting on 2,000 gold now. Man, I can't believe Snooki gets this kind of farm. It's just insane. 425 gold per minute starting at the off-lane position. He just continues to nuke out waves and pick up the farm. He's even overtaken the Pandemonium, who had that initial 2 versus 1 start in the beginning. Gonna be interested to see if we see something like a Portal Key next on the Panda. We actually have the tower fall here to the creeps. They were not able to get the deny. We have Fade setting up with the Reflection. She's going to get the stun up, but the cannonball comes out from Panda. The rockets are not in time. unfortunately. So Panda, despite getting caught there, he makes a good escape. We have Silhouette doing some split pushing in the top lane. She's going to swap to the Shadow, where she is now in the mid lane currently. She's going to go in with the tree grapple here, going to put some pressure out. Here comes the cannonball. It's going to miss. Bubbles, though, he's going to be forced to use a shell surf, and the bang will not connect. Here comes Magnus with a lava surge eruption onto the Clanks. The Master's Call comes out. The Lion's Pride going to heal him, and Magnus will end up falling. Now the Prophet ultimate comes out in the background. Face smash onto Bubbles with that shrunken head. Bubbles will end up falling. And will Pim be able to get some kills? Where is Silhouette in the mix? She is in the mid lane. She is going to get the kill here onto the Pandemonium. Fade is going for a kill here onto the Prophet. The Prophet will end up falling. I believe the Soul Trap was applied. And here comes Master of Arms now as well. Is it going to be a full genocide? Master of Arms, will he end up falling is the question. Silhouette will swap in. He's going to get juked, unfortunately. The TP coming out from Moa is going to be successful. So almost ends up being a genocide, but the Magnus and the Bubbles are the only ones to fall here in this fight, and Silhouette stays alive, so she is now 522 gold per minute as she is sitting on 2,300 gold. I believe we will see the Geometer's Bane as her next pickup, so she should be picking up the Firebrand here to replace the Hatchet slot pretty soon, safe to say. And yeah, the death will slow down Clanks even further. He's now only 440 gold per minute. And it looks like he is not valuing the Geometer's Bane. He will be going into the Shrunken Head. So he does pick up a Warhammer. Sitting on the 900 gold as well. I think he still needs quite a bit for the Shrunken Head. We're going to have a Storm Spirit come out from Bubbles as well. So still no Portal Key. But I gotta say, I do like the Storm Spirit this game. It's great against the Panda. Great against the Midas combo as well. I think it has great uses. I think I still would like to see a Portal Key come out from Bubbles, perhaps on his next item. And what did Silhouette buy? Silhouette bought something. I didn't see what Silhouette bought. We're gonna have Fade working toward an Arcane Bomb. I don't know. Oh, okay, so maybe to knock Clanks off his flight, perhaps? I'm not sure if that's a good reason to pick up Arcane Bomb or not, but we might have the Legion side do their Kongor here, as they are going to use the... Whoops, as I hit my mic there. Yeah, they're just going to have all 5 hitting the Kongor here, and this will be a Kongor kill. We're going to see Hellborn attempting their Kongor. Silhouette does have a double damage, which actually picks up a shield breaker. Okay, I was not expecting that one. We'll see if the shield breaker ends up working out. It's going to give her a lot of burst damage right now. However, I do feel like a Geometer's Bane would be quite good this game. So they're going to get that con kill really quickly. She's going to be getting close to Shieldbreaker level 3, which I would imagine she's going to want to level up since she picked up the Shieldbreaker to begin with. We have Fade scouting the Midas here, but he is so fast with that post haste and that Storm Spirit, giving him some extra movement speed. 25 movement speed there on top of the post haste. He is a race car, 475 movement speed. So yeah, Clanks finishes his Shrunken Head now. He's going to be a lot stronger in the next team fight, assuming he doesn't get chain stunned by, you know, a Magnus initiation on top of some more stuns. We're going to have Pim group up down here in the bot lane. They have only 3 players here, so they do need to be careful if the TPs do come in. We'll see if Midas can set up anything. He's going to throw out a combo, but it's not going to prevent the tower kill. There's the Shieldbreaker level 3. We now have Magnus picking up a Tablet of Command on top of his Portal Key. Pretty solid pickup there. We have a Portal Key on Panda, which I believe he might have had for a couple minutes now. But he's only sitting on 800 gold, so he hasn't really found the most farm. But, you know, 420 gold per minute. Pretty solid. He's up there. He's definitely up there in farm. Bottom lane, the Magnus and the Fade get a beautiful stun lock there on the Midas. They use an Eruption. And they bring down Snooki, so I think that's actually Snooki's second death now. But I'd be interested to see maybe Silhouette Ghost or something like a Ganjuro or a Wingbow here, since she's gone for this more aggressive route with the Shield Breaker. I don't know if she'll want to go a late Geometer's Bane, but I still feel like the Geometer's Bane would be quite good for the disjoint factor as well as the split pushing with the Shield Breaker pickup. So we see everyone from Pim except for the Chipper grouped up down here in the bot lane. They might be looking to take a fight as Chipper now rotates down here. Fade has a reflection in 5 seconds. There is quite a bit of rev wards down, but we'll see if Fade ends up spotting anything out. They're going to have a Boundai picked up here on the Midas. It's going to be sitting in the trees. He's going to scout the Midas out. Unfortunately, nothing like a portal key picked up here on the Fade. Midas is going to use the eye. He's going to find a ward, but he realizes he's getting chased here as Chipper kind of throwing out the rockets for vision. They're going to take out this tier 2 tower. Looks like Midas is going to port here to defend the creep waves. We got some damage coming out, but not a lot from Silhouette. Looks like that shadow's gonna wear out here in another 7 seconds, so it's gonna do some damage with it. We have level 19 now on the Silhouette. She's nearing 600 gold per minute. Storm Spirit, I believe. I don't think I mentioned that. Was picked up for Midas. I'm not sure what Master Arms is buying with the Quick Blade, but it could be a Nullifier Blade for the Silhouette illusion. Silhouette is going to get caught here. That is the real Silhouette, and she is going to fall. She did not have the shadow up, and that is a prime example of a place where I believe the Geometer's Bane would have really helped her out. Being able to disjoint that Panda. We have the port in from Midas coming in. Here is Fade. He's trying to line up a stun. He gets the one stun onto Midas in the background. Pandemonium is going to take a lot of damage here, but they get the kill onto Bubbles. Panda will end up falling. There is no Silhouette for this fight. 50 more seconds. She is dead. Magnus is going to be forced to fall back. It's a double tap coming out from Master of Arms as he takes out the Chipper. Make it a hat trick for that second support. Master of Arms. Here comes an eruption from Magnus, but the Bound Eye from Midas is going to cause too much disruption for him, and it ends up being a full genocide. And you gotta question what Pimp was thinking there, trying to take that team fight without Silhouette. The main source of their damage, they don't have nearly as much farm on their supporting cast as Hex does. So to take that fight, without their carry, just really questionable in my opinion. Clanks, I believe, wasn't there. Maybe they were feeling kind of confident without Clanks being their top, but doesn't end up working out for them. Clank's gonna take out this tier 3 tower now. And he's gonna put some pressure on the melee racks as we're gonna see the Firebrand picked up now by Silhouette. So it looks like he will be going into the eventual Geometer's Bane. But Clanks, he has his Geometer's Bane as well. We'll see if he goes into something like a Wingbow. We have a Rev Ward here scouting out the Fade. Are they going to get the jump here? A Ward of Sight comes out as well. Fade is going to be spotted, but a heads up Ward of Revelation comes out. They're going to get the counter on the Rev and the Ward of Sight immediately. And, oh, okay. So he turns that Quick Blade into a Staff of the Master. And he's going to upgrade... Oh, is he going to upgrade the Clanks? I think we could see an upgrade on the Clanks, actually. Actually, he sold it. He's sitting on 3,000 gold, though. They're deciding whether or not they want to upgrade anyone. They have quite a lot of candidates. Midas, he's going to go for the TP, but as we can see, that was being scouted out all along. Master's Call will come out, but that will not be enough to save him. The Bound-Eye does drop, so hopefully... Did they not remember he had a Bound-Eye? They have to know he has a Bound-Eye. Okay. Fade, I believe, sold... Did Fade sell his Guardian Ring? What did he sell? That's so weird that he sold an item there. Yeah, so Snooki unfortunately sitting on the 4,000 gold. I think he's building into a Sheepstick. We'll see. We'll see what he decides to pick up there. I'm expecting Sheepstick once he gets the 5.4k gold, I believe it is. 5.425. Okay, pretty large investment there. Actually, he decides to go for a portal key. That's an interesting decision to pull up all that gold. I guess he decided he wants a portal key before a Sheepstick. So now we have Fade with a Bound-Eye. He's scouting ahead. He's got the reflection. We'll see if he finds an opening now. They still have Midas dead for 9 more seconds, but he does have the post haste, so he will be able to port back into a fight. He might also look to pick up another Bound-Eye. We'll see what he decides to do here. We have Hex trying to take their Kongor here, but Fade, she's going to be scouting the way. They have a Bound-Eye on the Prophet here. The rockets are coming in. They're going to scout it out. We're going to have the Clanks getting scouted out by the Fade. Here comes a Burning Shadow Stun. Will they get the jump? Here comes the Shell Surf Song of the Sea, but Bubbles will portal key out. The Shrunken Head is popped here from Pandemonium as well as Clanks, and a great spread coming out from Pim as they bait out the Shrunkens. They do end up losing their Fade, who had the Bound-Eye, so Fade unfortunately is going to end up falling with Silhouette. She uses the Shadow. We'll see if they decide to re-engage here, as Hex might turn their attention back toward the Kongor. But they're looking like they want to hunt some more kills here. That is the illusion. That is the illusion of Silhouette. So we are going to see no staff upgrade just yet. We see the Nullfire Blade level 1 picked up by Master. This is a very farmed second support Master of Arms. Sitting on the staff and the Nullfire Blade. He's got how many? He's got 140 creep kills. Wow. He's really taking a lot of farm this game. But at the same time, there's great farm across the board on all the players of Hex. And if we look at the same from Pim, it's really just Silhouette and then a decent amount on Magnus and Bubbles, but nothing really on the Fade and the Chipper in comparison here to the Master of Arms. So it's going to pick up that Nullfire Blade. They're going to have that to purge the illusion. It's a great tool for them now to have. We have almost 4,000 gold saved up on the Clanks. And I'm thinking he's going to be going into a Wingbow here. I don't think we'll see the full Hyper Crown. Looks like he's kind of avoiding that route. I think the Wingbow would be a great pickup here on top of the Geobane for him to be really pumping out the DPS. And we have a Bulwark on the Panda, so he might go into a Demonic Breastplate, which would be a great pickup against the Silhouette, dealing the raw damage with the Shield Breaker. It's going to make that Shield Breaker pick up a lot worse moving forward once they get that Demonic. Soul's Bulwark on the Magnus. So they have some extra armor as well. Bubbles did pick up that portal key that I was hoping he would go for. It looks like Magnus is going to stun in here on the Clanks. Now they do not have a Shrunken Head. Bubbles is going to get a great kill field. Here comes Silhouette. Will she be able to get the kill she's looking for? She does not have a Shadow to work with, so she's playing a little bit scared. Chipper is going to fall. Midas will get stunned up here by the Fade. Here come the auto attack from Silhouette. They will bring down the Midas. And Silhouette, she is melting to that damage coming out from Moa and Prophet. And Master of Arms picks up a double tap. We have a buyback coming out from Midas, and Fade is going to get caught here. Looks like we had a buyback from the Magnus as well as the Pandemonium. So a lot of buybacks happening. I believe that was 4 buybacks in total. This is going to be the 5th now as Silhouette buys back. We are going to have Chipper buyback as well. The dives are coming out onto Magnus. Magnus does fall. Here comes the Panda stun onto Chipper. Chipper is going to melt to Master of Arms in the background. Panda will fall to the auto attack from Silhouette, but now Silhouette is on the run. She has a tree grapple coming up in 1 more second. She is going to get locked down by the stuns from the Prophet. The GGs are called, and just like that, the game flips around. Well, it didn't really flip around, but it comes to a conclusion. And Hex will take it at the 34-minute mark here as they finish on a 24,000 gold lead. So GG, well played. Hex takes game number 1 over Pim. And we will go on a short break, hopefully.